Hey guys, and welcome back to Kobe's Tech. Now in today's video, I'm going to be doing a very quick comparison between the RTX 3070 and this beefy boy, which is the RTX 3060 Ti. Now before I do that, make sure you guys are subscribed because I have a lot more content coming up with the RTX 3000 cards and you guys do not want to miss it. Now going into today's video, I managed to get this 3060 Ti, specifically the Aorus Master version. Now this card sent me back on Newegg for $490. Now, if you guys are thinking, then the RTX 3070 costs $500 at the Founders Edition level. So basically for another $10, you can step up in regards to performance to a 3070 and not be able to just worry about this 3060 Ti, which is in my opinion the better way to go, because for $490, I don't care how great this card looks, and trust me, this card does look really, really good, especially with the LCD screen here. But for that amount of money, you can easily step up to the next tiered card and you can have way better performance. So let's just dive right into this card, how it looks, how it performs, and how it does against the RTX 3070. Now, like I said, this 3060 Ti Aorus Master card set me back $490, which is insane for that price. The 3070 retails for $500, and for that difference, the 3070 is an obvious no-brainer. Now I understand that prices are fluctuating up and down, so this probably will not be the permanent price, but for right now, that's a very, very steep price for this card. It is a good looking card though. It's a beefy card with 3 fans, a large looking heatsink, and the overall design is great. It has 6 video outputs, which is neat, although you can only use 4 at a time, but at least it gives you that flexibility. The obvious selling point is the LCD screen, which looks nice when it works because Gigabyte's own software is buggy. But when it works, it adds such a nice flair to your entire build, it just might be worth it if you guys care about that. Now I am comparing this with the RTX 3070 Founders Edition, which isn't a fair fight considering that the price difference and the cooling is different between both cards, but it can give you an idea of whether you want a basic card that performs better or a lower tiered beefier card that looks really nice. Now in regards to the benchmarks, both cards are paired with the Ryzen 7 3700X and 32 gigs of RAM as always. The resolution will be at 1440p ultra-wide to have a consistent result. Now, let's get into the benchmarks. In Shadow of the Tomb Raider, the 3060 Ti managed to get 85.4 frames per second, while the 3070 managed to get 97.6 frames per second at the highest preset. In Overwatch, the 3060 Ti got 161.9 frames per second, and the 3070 got 176.4 frames per second at the highest preset. Forza Horizon 4 netted 125 frames per second with the 3060 Ti, and 145 frames per second with the RTX 3070 at the highest preset. And finally, in Watch Dogs Legion, with the preset set to its highest with ray tracing and DLSS set to balanced, the 3060 Ti managed to get 42.9 frames per second, and the 3070 managed to get 44.9 frames per second. Now, as you guys can see in the overall results, there is a difference in some games, but not much in others. You see about a 15 to 20% difference in games that net you higher FPS, but when you crank out a high RTX based game like Watch Dogs Legion, the difference isn't so big. Now I want to show you guys how the 3060 Ti manages to perform in CyberPunk, and I wouldn't expect crazy results in 1440p ultra-wide. Maxing out all of the graphical and ray tracing settings, I managed to get just 34 frames per second with 1% lows of 21. The game hovered a lot in the high 20s for the most part, and that was just walking around Night City. In 1440p ultra-wide, you are better off getting a beefier GPU if you want to play CyberPunk at 1440p ultra-wide. Alright guys, and there you all have it, the 3060 Ti compared to the 3070. Now like I said, for $490, I would definitely recommend stepping up to a 3070, either a Founders Edition or maybe one of those lower price cards that goes for about $500, because for $490, I don't think this card is worth it for the performance at the very least. The aesthetics are obviously up to you. This card does look really nice, especially with that mirrored LCD screen here. But for the price point, I would definitely recommend a 3070. Now, for 1440p ultra wide, I would definitely not recommend this card. Obviously, a 3070 or even a 3080 might be better, but you know, to each his own. If you guys did like this card, then obviously that will be the way to go for you guys. So if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to hit like. Also, do not forget to subscribe, and we will see you all in the next one.